for me, it's a compliment if people copy me, even if it's annoying, because they are saturating the market with stupidities. But basically, it's an homage to me, because I invented something, because you will never copy something which is not original and not new. So if they copy me, that means I invented something. So it's a compliment. I established for myself a very high level of quality. And first of all, I'm responsible about myself. So as long as I will have the feeling that I'm not drifting down and I can keep this level, Enigma will live. When the day will come that I don't have a good feeling anymore, then it will be the end of Enigma. But when I started, I don't know if I thought that I would be able to make 6 albums. Now I say, it was a pleasure to listen to some more. When it will be finished. I think the only thing what changed was the kind of transporting the same feeling, because I think that the mood and the red line between the 6 albums, it's always the same. People always tell me, yeah, we recognize Enigma after a few chords or bars in the music, but each album is different. But I tell you, the philosophy and the main thing, this kind of longing for, I don't know, a better world or whatever it is, melancholy and naivety, I think it's the same from the first till the 6th album. Always when I start to get into the final phase of the production, it wasn't only this time, it's always the same. I do it by purpose, that I'm not listening to any kind of music or I'm not watching too much TV, because I want to avoid to have influences which are getting into the back of my mind. Because I think the key of success for Enigma is to do exactly the opposite what the other ones are doing. It's not the first time when I hear this question, and I always said I'm sure that Enigma wouldn't be alive in a big city like, say, London or Paris or Berlin or, say, Bucharest, because I think the good thing is that I'm living in nowhere land with a Spanish flag on top. So I can watch to the horizon, and I can think of everything what I want. And I'm not fixed on some kind of ideology. I mean, it's not in the real sense of the word, but in each country where you live, you hear a lot about the music done in this country and so on and so on and so on. And it wouldn't have this open spirit for the whole world. The point is that nowadays technology gives me the opportunity to reduce my equipment really to the max. So more is less. Because in my big studio there are about 55 kilometers of cables and I don't know how many boxes which are transforming time codes and things and that. And it's always a technical problem. And I decided now to reduce everything to the absolute needed parts, which is basically a Apple computer with a quad processor and 2 synthesizers. And instead of 55 kilometers, I have only 20 meters of cables. So all the technical failures are reduced really to a minimum. And I had much more time for music and not for troubleshooting. So that's why even the recording period of this album was shorter than ever, because everything worked like a dream. It was the best period in my life in the studio. It was a real pleasure. I was really sad when the album was finished, because I said now I could start again. I would say the opposite, which will make much more work to start to edit loops and, okay, now it's the first verse and then it's the chorus and I don't know what. So for me, because I've studied classic music and I'm a concert piano player, so it's for me not at all a work. The opposite, it's a real pleasure and it's much, and the music is living, because always it's a little bit changed from the part before. I prefer to play it from the beginning till the end. So it's like, it's a stupid expression, but I would say it's a live record. to 70% a live recorded album, okay, but I have to play one after the other because I'm representing the bass player, the drummer, and so on and so on. So this makes for me music really alive instead of looping and constructing parts. When I started with Enigma, I don't know, when I got this sound, I said, this is my MGM line. I said, as long Enigma will exist, every record will start with this sound logo. And I don't know, it was a fixed idea, but I'm a little bit square-headed, so if I have something in my mind, I go till the end. So till Enigma will die, all the listeners have to accept they will hear this signal every time. Yeah, why I love C minor, I don't know. I love to play with black keys, because how I mentioned it, I've studied piano, and it's much easier to play if you know this, if you can handle this job, it's much easier to play with black keys instead only on the white keys. And I don't know, in major, I love E flat major, and then okay, the minor parallel is C minor. Funny wise, the initials of my name, so it's like a funny coincidence. But I don't know, I love the key, how it sounds. I don't know what frequencies, there's something it fits to, maybe the resonance frequency of my body or of my ears, I don't know exactly, I'm not a scientist. But it is how it is, don't ask too much. The perfect day is if I can squeeze my mind all the time. I love to think about various things, not only about music. But I always said, till I will be able to move my feet and my hands, I will do music. Okay, if it will be released at this time, probably not. But I can't live without music. It's my big love and my big passion. So I can't imagine to live without. And the rest, okay, very profane things like watching football, maybe having a good dinner, a little bit look to the sky, but basically without thinking, it's not working.